Hi guys, how's it going? It's Jeff here from Healthcare SEO, and today I thought we'd go through 3 core SEO tips for more consultations and bookings. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So if you're a clinic manager or a private consultant, chances are that you probably want to get more consultations and more bookings through your website. That's perfectly natural. The problem is that in trying to improve your website, there's lots and lots of information out there, lots of different recommendations, tips, strategies, all sorts of different, often conflicting, contradictory, and out of date information. So it can be quite difficult to stay on top of it all and to know exactly what things to focus on. That there are just three core activities you need to follow in order to rank higher in search engines, which then means you get more traffic to your website, which then means that you get more consultations and more bookings. Let's jump into the first main activity that you need to do in order to rank higher with your clinic, and that is on-site optimization. Now, what that means is that you're using the keywords that your target market, so your patients or your patients' relatives, so the things that they're looking for, you're going to use those terms in the text and the images of your website. So if we do a search for something like private GP consultation, the top number 1 result is Bupa. Okay, so that means they're going to be getting the most amount of traffic out of people searching for this term. So what is it that they're doing? Well, we'll come on to that in a moment. The other ones that are ranking very highly are Nuffield Health and these guys, the private GP clinic. So in terms of on-site optimization, what I can do is a quick search on this particular page for private GP. And you can see that actually the term private GP is mentioned 25 times on this one page. It's quite a long page. It goes into quite a lot of depth. It's got about their services, about remote appointments, how do their appointments work, and a nice little easy 3-step breakdown. Why choose them? What could their services do for you? You know, so lots of different things. And you can see at the bottom here, they've repeated private GP over and over again. Private GP appointment. Lots of times they've put private GP appointments. So that's the term they're optimizing for. And they've managed to get it in their page 25 times. And they've done that in quite a natural way. It reads naturally, it flows properly. So that's how they've managed to get that term in so many times without falling foul of the Google algorithm. Again, that's something for a different day. When we look at the second highest rank web page, so that's Nuffield Health, and we do the same thing. So we do private GP. So they have it 8 times. So if we compare the two, so we've got 25 times for Nuffield and only 8 times for 25 times for Bupa and only 8 times for Nuffield. If we then look at the third highest ranking webpage, and we do the same thing again, private GP, see how many times they've got it in. So they've got it in 5 times. So there's a direct correlation there between the number of times that they actually use the term private GP and the ranking, with Bupa being first, Nuffield being second, and the private GP clinic being third. So that's a clear indication again that these pages are optimized for that particular term. That's the term that they're going after. Some of the websites that are ranking lower, perhaps surprisingly lower, are sites like Livy. Okay, now Livy, if I go to their site, even though they're a very, they're a huge online provider, if I were to type in private GP, it's not mentioned at all, and that's why, possibly one of the reasons why it's not ranking higher. See that each of these top ranking websites are using the term private GP. The next thing is content marketing. Now, this means basically adding articles, adding blog posts, adding content to your site on a consistent basis. constantly adding that content means that you can rank for more keywords. It shows Google and other search engines that your clinic's still in business, that it's actively trading, that you're actively maintaining your website. And it also moves visitors from one part of the site to another. So somebody might come in on one part of the site and then you want to move them towards a private GP consultation. Again, looking at Bupa here, we see a very good example of this. Okay, so these are other pages on the Bupa website that link through to this private GP appointment page. Okay, so they're linking from these pages here to this private GP appointment page. And you can see they've got a page about digestive gut health, which links through to it. They've got a page about skin complaints, which links through to it. They've got a page about same-day GP appointments, which links through to it. Various other things as well. So all of this builds a picture in the search engine's mind that this isn't just one page by itself. There's other pages as well that feed into this page, that link to this page. That helps this page to appear more prominently in the search results as well. If we have a look at Nuffield, we can see that they also have pages linking through to their private GP appointment. You can see that they're linking from the page about gyms. They're linking from this article about ovarian cancer. They're linking that through to private GP appointment. And there was another one as well, Pathology Direct. See, they're also talking about Nuffield Health private GP services there, and they're linking through to the page as well. So that's another good example of content marketing and how linking from some pages of your website to more important pages of your website, that helps those more important pages to rank higher. Then the last thing to look at is the publicity and link building side of things. So this means getting links from other websites to point to your website. And as it says here, each link from another website to your website counts as a vote, and it shows search engines that other websites are talking about your site. A common mistake that I see is that a lot of private clinic owners and managers think that is to do with social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's not. Those links don't really count. Instead, the links that do count and which do help to drive websites up are from other high authority websites. So if we have a look at Bupa, we can see that Bupa have 896,000 links. For this particular page here about private GP appointments, they've got 297 links. And we can have a look at what type of links those are. Okay. So they've got links from patient info, they've got links from Bustle, from NetDoctor again, Glamour magazine even. So these are the websites that are well known. They've got a lot of authority themselves, so they're well regarded websites, they're popular websites, and they're linking to the private GP services page. So all of those signals, that also helps to bring that page up to the top of search results. Now, what's interesting is when we look at Livy, if you remember before, Livy were ranking quite low down in the search results, but they actually have a lot of backlinks. They have 5,500 backlinks to this particular page, which is a lot more than private GP clinic, who, as you can see, they only have one backlink to their page. So why are private GP clinic ranking so much higher than Livy? Well, it's because private GP clinic, their website is much more optimized for private GP appointment. The Livy website doesn't even mention it, whereas private clinic, they do mention it, not as much as Bupa, but they do mention it. So the search engines reward that behavior. They reward that on-site optimization more than they reward the huge number of links that Livy have. So that's well worth remembering, that content and on-site optimization is much more important than the links that you get going to your website. So wrapping up, that's the three main things that you need for SEO success. One is on-site optimization, using your target keywords or keywords that people are going to be searching for in relation to your clinic services and business. Two, content marketing, so creating new articles and linking to those main service pages. And number three is link building, so getting links from other websites to your websites, which all act as a vote of confidence in your website. If you do those things, that'll cover 80 to 90% of what you need. Everything else in terms of SEO is pretty much fluff. It's bits on top. It's nice to have. It's the chocolate on your cappuccino.